Try to set the record today. All right, we're going to call the mayor and council meeting to order. It's 7:30 p.m. Our first order of business is to approve the minutes of the mayor and council meetings of December 5th, 2016.
I will move to approve the December 5th mayor and council meetings as stated.
And I will second them. I had no comments on them.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show we unanimously approved the minutes. Total operating funds on hand, we have right now, total operating cash on hand is $1,891,412.88. Within that fund is $180,480 still left over from the Armory Fund. And the Broad Reach donations, we've received $80,456.69 in donations, of which $46,366.35 has been expended, which leaves a balance in that fund of $34,090.34. Our third order of business is the payment of the bills.
Move to pay the bills?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Let the record show we unanimously agreed to pay the bills. That brings us to item 4, which is the police report.
Record time.
That's that.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to present the statistics for the Police Department for November 2016. And our administrative hours were 57, which were 4%. Criminal investigations, 50 at 4%. Accident investigations, 12 hours at 1%. We had 680 hours of vehicle patrol, which was 51%. We had 139 foot patrol hours, 11% overtime. 98 training, 7% overtime. Court was 8 at 1%. And we had 121 hours for overtime, which was 9%. We had 13 adult arrests and 30 separate charges. And broken down, 13 were CDS violations, 5 assault. We had 4 DWI related, 2 each for FTA and theft, and 1 each for disorderly failure to obey, indecent exposure, and trespassing. Had 1 juvenile case that was a runaway juvenile. And we had 11 Part 1 offenses. We cleared 2 by arrest. We had 21 Part 2 offenses, and we cleared 12 by arrest, 1 exception. We issued 10 motor vehicle citations, 217 warnings, and we had 331 red speed violations. Breaking down our overtime of that 121 hours, 31% was for shift coverage, 27 for training, 17 for special events, 3 for court, and mixed up my colors, 19 was extended investigations. Our Ward 1 received 14% of our calls, received 14 calls, 94 in Ward 2, 280 in Ward 3, and in Ward 4 were 86. We had 22 outside the jurisdiction. Our busiest days of the week were pretty darn close there, Tuesday and Wednesday, and our busiest time was midnight to 1 o'clock in the evening. And if I might take a moment, hopefully it won't be too late to get out to the public, just to remind everybody with the holiday season to be mindful that some people will take advantage of you. So with regard to Christmas presents and packages and those kind of things, make sure that you don't leave them highly visible in your car where or certainly an unlocked car where someone can take advantage. Lock your possessions up. If you have packages they expect to be delivered, ask a neighbor to keep an eye if you're not going to be at home. We can make that real easy for somebody to pick up. We're doing real well. Everybody seems to be mindful of this, but just a reminder. And lastly, if you're a business owner and you might be keeping later hours, we are trying to make sure that our patrol is available. We will be around, but if you have a special concern, don't hesitate at all to call the police. We'll be happy to escort you to your car or keep an eye on things if something concerns you. Yes, sir.
Looks like you had a lot of patrol checks on the 100 block of Hawkins Drive, like multiple every day.
Yes, sir. And that is a result of an incident that occurred earlier in the month. And we and it was a serious incident. It was shots fired. We did not develop a suspect, nor were we able to garner any information from the area.
Okay.
So the least we could do was make sure that we were adamant in our patrol. And I would like to think that that was proactively a reason that we didn't have any further problems.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thanks, Chief.
Thank you, and everyone have a
I
great Christmas.
kind of wish you'd had one of your policemen out here. I just almost get hit by 2 cars running red light out here.
Oh, okay.
I wish I could tell you the tag numbers.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're all right.
We'll get them next time, Marty. Okay, town manager's report. Bill Ingersoll.
But kind of important, we had, I would call it a successful bid opening for the marina project. We hope to do the basin this winter. The 4 bids we got are from High Tide. You might remember them from Ocean City. They did the dredging last year. Their contract price for the whole contract was $584,276.45, with a bulkheading square foot price of $660. Marine Technologies from Baltimore, $1,743,000, with a bulkhead square foot price of $4,900 a square foot. Kingfisher Environmental Services, Inc. from Elkton, who did most of the marina before we purchased it, the newer parts of it, $374,139, with a bulkheading square foot price of $587.50. And Disson and June, who did also the footbridge and some other things for us in the past, $731,100, bulkheading per square price foot of $979. So, we have a history of working with Kingfisher Environmental Services. Their bid is the lowest. There's one thing I want to do before we sign the bottom line, is I'm asking them to submit to me all the things that their bid entails. There are some items, support items and tieback items that I want to see exactly the system that they're going to employ. They're perfectly fine with that. They're getting that together. And what I would like you to do is conditionally approve me to have the mayor sign the contract once I get those things. And I want to know exactly what is going to be done.
Bill, do these bid prices in bold font include, a knowledge of the running feet of, of sheeting and how many pilings they have?
Based on 40-foot pilings and 20-foot sheeting.
So they know what they need. I mean, the Kingfisher bid looks appealing, but then when you look at the per-foot prices for pilings and sheeting, there's a huge difference. So what I'm wondering is, does the contract price include the calculations based on those per-foot prices, or are we looking at extras?
I don't think so. I think that most of this stretch is going to be 40 and 20, so.
40, I'm sorry, I'm not, what?
40-foot pilings, 20-foot sheeting.
40-foot pilings going in, so it's not the depth that they go into.
No, that's not the depth, it's the overall length of it. So when we get out to the end, we may have a couple of 60-footers. But what I think the other contractors have done are assume that price in the regular bid.
Okay, so, the thing is, High Tide did the work for us last year. We were very happy working with them, what I understood from you. And so I thought,
We're not $200,000.
Well, but I wondered if their bid just is based on more factual knowledge.
I don't think so. There's no one could have more factual knowledge than Kingfisher,
Okay.
who did all the bulkheading around.
Then that's all the assurance I need.
What we'll do is drive a test pile, and we'll probably drive one inside and outside. And I have a lot of knowledge from doing all the bulkheading around the corner and on Wilman Park. So I think 40 is going to be fine up to a certain point. And I don't think you'll make up that $200,000, plus they're not doing the rest for free. I do intend to look closer, though.
So,
Because just as important as that are the walkways that go
Right.
around the shoreline and the backfill, and the tiebacks for that matter,
if you think that the 4750, let's take the pilings per foot, the 4750 per foot from Kingfisher, and they must know how many pilings they have to do, is built into their overall contract price, then I'm very comfortable with
Oh, it is.
accepting that bid.
It is for what is specified. If we go beyond, so it's, I won't say it's a gamble, because I know there are going to be stretches where 40 foot's plenty.
I don't know how many of you are on, I don't know if it was just the donors or, anyway, I got a mailing from Sultana the other day. You know, they're extremely concerned about the safety of the marina for downrigging and are considering what to do about it for 2017. And that just brings home to me the urgency of keeping up with this work on the marina, because that's a huge event for
Well,
Chestertown.
that's a whole separate issue. And
I know it is, but I'm just saying, we just need to keep our noses to the wheel.
I want to address it, that whoever we pick, we're also going to make temporary repairs to all the other docks.
Good.
With that contract.
Good.
And I've already discussed that with the two low bidders. There are docks, and I've had this discussion several times with Drew. There's never a time when so many people are on the docks at
No.
one time. And we have to be aware of the supports, the vertical and horizontal supports, so.
Good.
We spend a lot of time on the decking, but we're not underneath it like we're going to be. So I do want to take that issue out, though. I recommend that we proceed towards a contract with the low bidder. In other words, negotiate the rest of this with them, find out exactly what their bid means. And if they don't have what they need, I will be back. But it's a long stretch from the low bidder to the next low bidder.
Yeah, it is.
If this Kingfisher had never done work here before, I would be
More leery.
But they may have it up on the others by having driven a lot of pilings here.
They also know what they're getting into because they've been here and looked at it, so.
Okay?
Would you like a motion?
I'd like a motion to proceed with the low bidder towards a contract based on information. And so if it turns out to be all right, to authorize the mayor to sign the contract.
So I would move that we accept the bid from Kingfisher Environmental Services, Inc. for the work on the Chestertown Marina in the coming winter, or the winter that's already upon us, pending successful resolution of the outstanding questions that Bill Ingersoll has posed
I'll
tonight.
second it.
Okay, there's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, you can
And
proceed.
a reminder about the Chestertown decoration contest, that's going to be a reminder to you. John.
And when do we need that by again?
Sometime next week, before the new year. January 3rd,
All
we'll
right.
be able to announce it.
I turned mine in tonight. That discussion last week, I wasn't sure when you wanted to do it, so. I'm sorry, people, if you didn't get them up by now, you didn't get decorated. You didn't get-
I think that's fair, Marty.
And you'll send out the password, or you send
I
that out
did.
already?
Anything else?
I don't mean to prolong the meeting, but there's something that came in the other day from the Bull and Goat Brewery. Apparently, the Bull and Goat Brewery, after, they have a presence downtown at Al Casanelli's inside. They had wanted to go to the farmer's market. We thought there wasn't room for them, so I offered to let them be on the sidewalk in front of Casanelli's at any time during the farmer's market. They reapproached the farmer's market. Owen thinks there's room for them. They have a cart that looks like this, and they're out of center. And I said, well, it's important to me that they be on hardscape, that they be on
Yeah.
pavement or brick, not out in the grass like some of the farmer's market. So that would be my only requirement. This email they sent, they said they discussed with both the Kent County Health Department and the Kent County Commissioners concerning liquor laws. Both have no issue with them attending the farmer's market. They've attached a picture of the beer cart. When at the farmer's market, they offer 1-ounce pours in throwaway cups to persons 21 years or older, and there's a limit to 45 cups. You can't have any more than 45
45 ounces?
on a single Saturday. They can try the beer, then throw the cup away in a trash can that they bring to the market. If they like the beer, they can purchase a growler, which is filled on the site but can't be consumed on the site. The growlers are refillable. The beer cart holds 6 kegs and a small CO2 tank that they use to dispense the beer. The cart's insulated and lined to keep ice and ensure the beer stays cold. On the side of the cart is a small wash container and a tub to catch any spillage. So I told them this is something the mayor and council would have to approve, not just me or Linda.
I assume they're gonna apply for a license to sell these growlers,
I
right?
think that's what it means when they say the Kent County Health Department and Kent County Commissioners.
License commissioners, I hope.
Yeah.
The county commissioners are the license commissioners.
Yeah,
They would have to get either a series of one-day permits or a Class A.
yeah.
Class A is about
No, I think that's
$1,500.
what they mean, I think that's what they approached them about.
They're willing to pay that kind of
So
fee
how's-
for that one day a week.
How's the council feel about it?
Very good.
As long as they comply with the liquor laws and have the right license.
Don't you think it's appropriate that this cart be on?
Hard surface.
Absolutely.
Okay, then can we go with that?
Yes, do we need a
And that
motion?
they have the proper license.
Do you need a motion, Bill?
I think so. That would be a motion to have Bull and Goat Brewery be in the market pending, all those other approvals that they say.
Sam, why don't you make a motion since you were so enthusiastic?
I'd make a motion that we approve it if they have the proper license and display them as
Do they need
required by law.
to bring all that into you before, is that contingent upon us saying yes?
Okay, yeah, you can put that in
When they present all the
the motion.
licenses?
Sure, yeah, I think the
we
first
should do
try.
that.
I mean,
They can give it away, but once they sell it, it's a different story altogether.
it's important that they're already in Chestertown in a store, so that, to
Well,
me,
they're
that
not,
was
are
important.
they planning on selling the growlers in the market, or?
Oh,
people
they're
are-
not gonna give
they
away
don't fill those
growlers.
growlers for free.
We're going to give
And
samples.
you can fill your growler at the
Yeah,
market?
you get a sample, we fill your growler.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, can you restate the motion, Marty?
I don't think you can do any better than that.
I'm a little weary of putting the motion because I don't know exactly what they're doing and whether it's legal or not, so.
Well, let's say that they have to bring in their license from the county, and, well, they've got to have the health department license too.
Do you want to make the motion?
Well, we'll make it,
If you just
It's
move
like-
2 doors,
let's do it
you gotta have your
pending.
license reissued.
let's do it pending they present all their licenses to us, because
Okay?
we have
So
the
you have no
liability.
objections to them being in the farmer's market, pending them getting their...
Okay, Linda, I need you to start from the beginning and include the extra language, and then we'll second it.
Don't worry, we'll make it look so good in the minute.
Oh,
We'll cover you, we'll cover
It'll
it.
seem like you said it perfectly.
I
let's
think the
see.
mayor's thirsty.
They should have come here, you're right, a little sampler thing.
All right, you got
I
this
make
one.
a motion that Bull and Goat Brewery be permitted in the Chestertown Farmers Market on Saturday mornings, contingent upon the presentation of their liquor license, health department
And they're
license.
on hardscape.
And, they're on the bricks.
Okay, perfect. Is there a second? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah, I'll vote on that condition. You might tell them I'm gonna check their license too, so.
So
Yep.
we unanimously approved it with one lukewarm.
Well, it was in the motion that they have to present their licenses to Bill.
You might not have heard it.
All right, anything
Well,
else?
they
Bill?
have to present it to the public. It has to be
I want to
displayed.
pursue that record. There'll be a little bit more during World War IV.
Okay, we're good?
Yep,
Is that it?
I'm done.
Okay, I'll be very brief. Case Des Moines, I was wondering if this was going to be in your report, but Case has been working very hard with several state agencies on trying to get the approvals that we need and work done to build out Phase 4 of the Chestertown Rail Trail, which would basically extend, and correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, basically Phase 3 is the leg of the rail trail that goes next to the college and ends at the bypass. Phase 4 would continue that leg on the other side of the bypass, about to where the water tower is, and join with Foxley Manor, with the back entrance to Foxley Manor, which currently kind of ends at the water tower. So we have This has been, how many years in the works?
I think
4 years that we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this to happen, but we finally got an email from the state saying that as far as this gentleman was concerned, we could move forward with Phase 4 because they hope to get the work that needs to be done starting in January. Basically, there's a culvert under that needs to be redone that goes under the trail. So we're very hopeful that in the spring, we can apply for a grant from the Bikeways funding source that is paid for everything else, and that'll be a really, I would like to set that as a goal for the next calendar year to try to get that completed, because I think it's just been a great asset for the town, and it was very exciting to hear that the state is finally seems to be ready to give us the green light. So, exciting news, and we'll keep you guys posted. And that's it for me. So why don't we go to ward reports? Why don't we start with you today, Marty?
I know you're all happy to know that mine is not as short as the mayor's.
Thrilled.
We did get the 40-mile-an-hour sign taken down. So basically, when you go around that roundabout, the speed limit's 25 till you get beyond Flatland Road. Hopefully people will not start speeding up until at least they get past Flatland Road. I did write to the governor. I don't know how many people did, but I wrote to the governor a handwritten note, attached my previous letter. I also called his office shortly after you announced. I'm not sure my letter got there in time. I haven't heard from him anyway, I'll say that. So, but anyway, I did write the letter, and I did send it off to him along with my other letter. I represented the town at the Chamber of Commerce annual Christmas get-together on December the 6th, and Chesapeake Bank's 30-year anniversary. Linda was there also. The community dinner on Campus Avenue, community dinner, I managed that too, and I went to the Fireman's Award this last Saturday night. Sam was
Such a
there,
social world.
and Linda was there. And I know the mayor's noting that every one of these things included food.
I was going to say that.
So
That's a lot of free food.
I knew you were thinking
A
that.
lot of free food.
Spiking a few extra miles.
But you know, Mayor, you eat too, so it'd be nice, I have to tell you that I feel it's an obligation to be there. So. But every one of them acknowledged the fact that we had a town representative show up at those functions. And of course, Sam is part of the fire company, so. The water's been turned off at the dog park. For all those people who asked me, are we gonna get it fixed? It's not broken. It's just turned off until we get thawed out in April of next year. And those discerning people who notice that I'm not wearing a purple tie tonight, and because the Ravens won yesterday, I'm wearing my Christmas tie. I figure Christmas only comes once a year. Hopefully I'll be wearing purple tie a couple more times this year.
Thank you for the fancy statement.
And usually you say something, but, so anyway, that's about it. A Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year. We won't be back before New Year's.
That's right.
Happy New Year.
Okay.
And Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah, by the way, Hanukkah comes on the same day as Christmas this year, which is very
Because
unusual.
8 days.
Sam?
all is quiet, all is well. Everything in Ward 3
Sounds
seems
like
to
a
be...
Christmas carol.
You see what I did there?
Silent night. All is quiet, all is well.
So all is well. I just want to wish everybody in the audience a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holiday, and everybody watching on the public access channel, Happy Holidays.
Hanukkah, don't forget.
Linda,
Hanukkah.
Ward 2.
Happy Holidays. It captures everything.
I just want to thank the DCA for all the decorating they've done downtown. Downtown looks beautiful. And then people don't forget to ride around town because we have other businesses and other wards that have decorated too, and all the houses. And it looks so pretty. And all the Christmas festivities that we've had, and so I just hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, and Happy Hanukkah.
I would add that the garden club also did some really nice work with their annual
And curb
greens
appeal.
and curb appeal.
And curb appeal.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay, but it all, collectively, I agree, it looks really, really great.
Well, in that same vein, it's not Ward 1, and I thought Marty would mention it, but the new trees were put in at the Kent County Middle School this last, about a week ago, and they look terrific. What is it, 55 trees? A lot of them are along the road where some of the previous plantings had died, and a lot of them are along the back fence and in clusters on the corners. And I'm hoping that we have a mild enough winter that they are doing well in the spring. They look really great. And
Makes a
thanks
big difference.
to Case and Bill for working so hard on that project, which I think is a great credit to the town and a terrific improvement for neighborhoods of Ward 4 and Ward 1. I had an interesting day. I went to work this morning. I have a consulting position at the University of Delaware, and my personal phone started ringing at 9 o'clock, and by about 10 o'clock, I had to turn it off because I was on someone else's time. I had, between that time and noon, 13 calls from the residents of Byford Court about the speed bump that remains at the new bridge. That speed bump, the two, we already removed one. They were installed without consultation with the people who live on that street, and I'd like to propose on their behalf that we remove the second one. And I understand that Bill has already spoken to the street crew about it. And I just want to say that I'm sorry I wasn't available to those people who called me during 3 hours this morning. But I heard the message.
I've already alerted the street superintendent that our normal process is that we are approached by communities who ask us, and we ask them to be unanimous or as close as possible. I took the advice of the street superintendent, and I already had one removed, and I said the future for the second one is probably not that bright. So I asked him to remove it at his discretion this week.
Well, over the years, I've had a number of people come and ask about having speed bumps, and I always say the same thing. You bring me a petition from the people who live on your street saying they want the speed bump. I guess I've gotten 5 of those, at least 5 of those. I have never gotten a petition.
Yeah.
People who live there, they want the traffic to slow down, but they don't really want. You
They
might
don't
get
want it to
one
slow
or 2 people, but the rest of the people don't want it, so it is a problem. I suggested to Bill that we take up the speed bump and then paint the road yellow, and it'll almost have the same effect, because people will think it's a speed bump and slow down.
Yeah, so, right.
I have no problem with you all agreeing to that. It's just a matter of, we have to hear.
Well, as a person who has to cross 4 in about 200 yards to get to my home at Aaron Point, I'm not all that sympathetic, but there it is. So thank you, Bill, for responding to that. And finally, like all the rest of my colleagues, I do want to wish a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever it is you celebrate at this time. And may I also just express the hope that next year will be a lot more peaceful than this one has been.
Okay, there were no requests from the public to be on the agenda. Are there any questions or comments from the audience tonight? Yeah.
I just wanted to publicly thank 3 women who have been, on behalf of the Arts and Entertainment District, thank 3 women who have been helping decorate some storefronts that were going to be either vacant or partially vacant. Barbara Slocum, a graphic artist, created a wonderful scene in the former Sandbox space because we knew that was going to be vacant for at least a month, and also helped with stands and former GOP space, and we were helped tremendously by Ellen Hurst and Carolyn Brodsky. So I just wanted to give those women total volunteer time and talent. Thank them.
Okay, anybody else? All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Let's adjourn.
Second.
All's in favor?
Holy
Opposed?
mackerel.
That might be our